Hi everyone, I'm Flora Uzoka. In this video, we're going to talk about how to format data correctly before you import it into QuickBooks Online software. Before we dive into how, let's talk about why we should format data correctly. Formatting data correctly ensures accuracy, consistency, and it will save you a lot of potential headaches down the road. There are things that can happen if the data is not properly formatted. The numbers might not add up correctly. The system could reject the data. You might end up having duplicate entries. The data entry process becomes inefficient. You will have troubleshooting challenges if issues arise during or after the import. The accuracy of the reporting will be compromised. The integrity of the data will be compromised as well if you have incorrect figures, mismatched records, or missing information. This can lead to loss of time and resources in trying to address the issues that will arise. So let's talk about how we should format data. If you're going to import a data into the software, if you're going to import a file, ensure that there's data in that file you're going to import. Ensure that the data column are well organized and they are labeled correctly. The headers must be on the first row. Column headers include names, addresses, email addresses, and other relevant details. Check that there are no duplicate entries. Identify and eliminate any duplicate entries in the file. The data should be on one sheet. There should be no formulas, no empty rows, no empty columns, no charts, and no special characters. If you're going to import a file that's got multiple pages, or you're going to import a worksheet that's got multiple pages, save each page as a separate file. Let's assume you have a workbook that's got 6 sheets and you want to import the information into the software, or the information into the software. Ensure that each page is saved separately. You move each sheet to a new workbook and save it as a CSV file before you import it. So this means you're going to end up having 6 files that you import into the software. So each spreadsheet should be saved as a CSV format. The size of the file must not exceed 2 megabytes or 1000 rows. You should not have more than 1000 rows in the file you're going to import. If you have larger lists, split them into multiple rows. Incorrect import would override. If you import data into the software during the process of trying to import a data, if some data were imported and the rest were not imported and you made the necessary adjustment, after making the necessary adjustment, you need to manually delete or edit the entries before you try and re-import it, that same file into the software. Names must be unique. Any name you use in the software must be unique. The customer's name must be unique. The customer's full name must be unique. The supplier's full name must be unique. The chart of account must be unique. The product and service name. So each name must be unique. So you avoid duplicate in the name field. Only one email address is supported. I want to show you an example of a properly formatted customer list. So you can see this customer list that's properly formatted. You see there are no empty columns, no empty rows. The headers are on the first row, so headers must be on the first row. No duplicate. Check there are no duplicate. There's no duplicate in this file. The customer email is just one email address per customer. So let's talk about the opening balance here. I want to just say something about this opening balance here. If you're going to import customer detail into the software, ensure that the opening balance on that customer's account is included in the data you want to import into the software before you start entering a new transaction for that customer. So ensure that you have your opening balance if you're importing customer data into the software and there's an opening balance in the customer's account. Ensure that you include a column for the opening balance. I'll show you also show you an example of a bill invoice, a bill data that you want that is already prepared to be imported into the software. This is an example of a properly formatted bill that needs to be imported into the software. There are fields that are very compulsory if you're importing a bill into the software. You can see you have the B number, that's one of the compulsory field, the supplier name, the bill date, the due date, the account, the line amount, and the line task code. These fields are very compulsory if you're going to import a bill into the software. For an invoice, let me show you the compulsory fields as well for an invoice. For an invoice, the invoice number is a compulsory field, the customer name, the invoice date, the due date, the item amount, and the item tax code. These are compulsory fields. That must be on an invoice you're going to import into the software. Import invoice list you're going to import to the software. Let me show you chart of accounts list. So the account is a compulsory field, the type, and the data type. So if you're going to import list into the software, if you just set up your company in QuickBooks Online and you want to import list the first time into the software, there's a proper order you can use. If you import the list in a particular order, it will ensure that everything imports correctly. So let me show you the order to import list into the software. You start by importing the chart of accounts, then you import customer list, the supplier list, product and service list, invoices list, and bills. So importing it in this order will ensure that it imports correctly. I hope you find this video very helpful. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any question and you need more information, my contact details are below. Thank you so much for watching.